Hi, I'm Claire.
And I'm Heather.
And we are
Masterpeace Astrology.
We're here with your forecast this week, Sunday, April 29th through Saturday, May 5th. We have a lot to talk about, and today's Sunday is the full moon in Scorpio. And what is your future? Well, we're here to help you understand what this means for you. And the full moon in Scorpio is about eliminating emotional structures that are holding us back. And it's about manifesting something beautiful.
And we did a whole video on it.
We did.
And one of the quotes that I didn't quite get, that I didn't get to fully say in the appropriate way, was faith is taking the first step even when you don't see the whole staircase. And Martin Luther King said that. That is basically the journey of this full moon is basically having faith and trust, the process that you're going through and the releasing, and allowing your gifts to show up in your life without trying to control that. That's been a big theme over the whole month of April, and I kind of see that as kind of a theme going into May.
Yeah, not just, seeing your gifts and then running with them. I think a lot of folks we've talked about are running into a lot of resistance, especially in areas of relationship, very painful resistance. The last 4 weeks, a lot of folks have seen a lot of intractable problems. It's been very painful for a lot of people. So when you talk about that, I think it really helps folks understand.
And I think that there's going to be not just gifts inside of yourself, but things materializing out in your world, in your life, that are better than what you can think of. So it's important to always just kind of be positive in this faith and this trust, and allowing your life to kind of unfold without trying to make it be one way or the other.
Yeah, and go with, again, what's working. Even if only like 2% of your life's working right now, focus your attention on that. Because that's where these opportunities often are. So that's something to really keep in mind. Also, this week is going to be a really emotional week. The moon makes a lot of aspects primarily this week, and so we're going to be processing a lot of the feelings that come up during this full moon, and processing a lot of the very powerful aspects that have been expressed through Scorpio the last 4 weeks. It's been so hard for us with all the Aries energy and Mars and Pluto in Capricorn, and those are the rulers of Scorpio, Jupiter in Scorpio, all these sextiles, all of this powerful energy that really, last week to me looked very explosive on Thursday, and indeed, we did have what I considered explosive news, but in a way that surprised me. Because it really, I think, had a lot to do with explosiveness about what's hidden in the darkness and what we are being forced to confront and what people are demanding be confronted. We did see this a bit with the Me Too movement when Jupiter moved into Scorpio. But on Thursday, we had a stunning display of power with North and South Korea getting together, regardless of how that's going to pan out. And I'm sure we're all a little bit skeptical appropriately. And it was an enormous meeting in terms of its historical significance. Also in terms of power, what's hidden in the darkness, the Bill Cosby verdict, that was enormous for those of us who grew up watching Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
Again, what's hidden in the darkness, he was an enormously powerful man. The Golden State Killer was arrested, and that was also on that part of that aspect, the Mars-Pluto conjunction. And that was a very powerful revelation about, again, what's hidden in the darkness, a white cop. Capricorn rules cops.
Yes.
Cops have been in the news, power, authority, the right use of authority. And really, that was, those two things really, really affected me.
That's a big, the structure of the police and the government itself is all this Pluto and Capricorn. It's kind of destroying the what we have had, and going forward, it's a mess right now, but it's going to be, rebuilding a new structure, a more authentic structure,
authentically powerful structure.
Absolutely.
Instead of this false power. And finally on Thursday, you know what happened in this country, which was, I think, enormous and what really represents this demanding light and hidden darkness, was the opening in Montgomery, Alabama of the National Memorial for Peace and Justice. I encourage all of you to look for images of this this museum online. It's really quite a stunning statement about the history of violence in this country and how we're shedding light on that.
Yes.
Because for many white Americans, this has been hidden in plain sight.
Yeah.
So let's look at that, and let's all this week focus on confronting issues of power and using our power wisely.
And it's a very moon-themed week. The moon is more the aspecting planet this week. So it's basically like processing our emotions and
The emotions of the moon.
The emotions of our moon.
All right, and all the moon. Yeah, and Monday, in fact, is going to be that day when we really start that processing. Moon in Scorpio, the day after the full moon. There's some really exciting aspects that day.
I think so. I think this whole week is actually going to be very nice considering what we've been through. And I think May in general is going to be a very...
Oh, May is going to be great.
Yeah, lots of big movement.
Monday is a good emotional day. There's going to be Moon Jupiter is conjunct at 12:11 p.m. Again, this is Pacific Standard Time. We're in Tucson, and that is going to set off a nice chain of aspects and
absolutely
emotional action.
A lot of sextiles going on this week.
Right.
And
we're going to be able to act on some of the things that came up for us with this new moon, and we're going to we'll be able to emotionally act on what came up on the full moon.
And the things that are manifesting in your life, it's good stuff. There's a lot of good things going on right now.
There's a lot of the seed consciousness we talked about last week. Again, in wintertime it looks dead and killed off, but there's seed consciousness underneath everything that looks dead.
Yes.
So there's the seed consciousness that's been planted. We've been urging all of you to plant your seeds, and a lot of these now opportunities are coming together for you.
Yeah.
So Monday's a good day for that, and then
May 1st on Tuesday. Yay!
That's right.
We're
May
done
1st.
with April.
That's right.
I'm so happy.
Yes, it's May Day, and Tuesday we see the moon go into Sagittarius at 8:19 a.m., and that's going to bring in a real rush of fiery energy. And Sagittarius loves to blab. Venus is in Gemini, opposite this Sag. I think Tuesday, Wednesday, and into Thursday until Thursday night.
Foot in mouth. Lots of fun comedic moments, but also people insert foot into mouth. Lots of
watch you don't blab too much, folks.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to say it, because after all this emotional stuff, we haven't
just
really
want to talk.
And there hasn't been a lot of good talking energy the last few weeks at all. There's not been any air until Venus went in Gemini recently. So, there's going to be a real rush to talk and express. Just don't be surprised if you feel a little bit, Tuesday night there could be a little bit of emotional isolation. Saturn's in Capricorn forming an inconjunct to Venus and Gemini. What does that mean for you? That's just an irritating aspect that kind of makes us confront some issues in our relationships we don't feel too good about.
Just could be a little irritable.
Right, and that's, again, part of this dance with that too much communication sometimes.
And Wednesday I see as also a good talking day, obviously, but maybe a little bit confusing towards the afternoon.
Right, Moon squares Neptune.
Yeah, Moon squares Neptune.
Yeah, you're right. So it could be a bit,
emotionally confusing, because this whole week is about emotions, but it's not in a bad way. It's just we're just having a moon week.
Well, it's also a little bit confusing when we have a chance to talk, and there's this energy available to express finally. So.
Right, finally.
Finally.
And then Thursday is going to be a great day.
Is that our best day of the week?
I think Thursday's going to be a great day.
I think so.
I think it'll just be kind of fun and lighthearted.
Until the moon goes into Capricorn at night. But we have that nice moon trine Uranus.
Absolutely,
I think that's around 5:50
it's going to be really a good day.
Yeah, that's just energetic, inspiring. It's a lot of faith, passion will be, that's exciting. So then Friday, then the moon goes in.
TGIF, but the moon's in Capricorn, so you'll just be wanting to get done with the day. A lot of serious work,
it's a serious
good
day.
For concentration, good for motivation.
It'll seem serious, especially after the last few days, which have been more flaky.
Yeah.
Moon and Saturn at about 1:02 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's just, again, serious task. You're going to find you're going to want to leave for work, and there's stuff you got to get done.
Yeah, and basically the weekend, Saturday is basically the same kind of energy, just working, getting stuff done, getting your tasks done, not a lot of excitement going on, but there is a lot of aspects. That's probably the biggest day of the week, Saturday, with all the aspects, but
I think so. There's a lot of, I think, with that's going to be, again, Moon's in Capricorn. Moon's going to be touching these 3 powerful masculine planets in Capricorn. Expect Saturday morning to be about some control issues. Don't be surprised if they come up. And feeling emotional, perhaps, and frustrated feeling emotionally intense, especially in regard to control issues.
Yeah.
All right, because that's just how that goes. In the background this week, the Sun in Taurus is moving closer to forming a really favorable aspect to Neptune. That's going to be perfected early Sunday morning. So on Saturday, I challenge all of you, when you're feeling a little bit controlly in the morning, be aware of this awareness, and a very increasing awareness of an opportunity for you to really connect with your spiritual values, your deep beliefs, expressing them, having a very warm, supported, and comfortable, nurturing feeling about them. Okay? Because Taurus is about our values, and Neptune is spirituality at one of its highest expressions.
Yep.
So I think getting in touch with those values can give us a lot of strength. And hope, and I think a soft feeling. It might be a bit of a soft landing to some of this kind of judgy, controlling Capricorn energy.
And for those of you who do tarot cards, we were supposed to bring out this tarot card.
We were going to bring out the deck.
It's the Rider-Waite Star card.
Right.
What I feel about that card is, for this week and then going into May, is that we are in a big, heightened manifestation time, and
absolutely,
and that whole quote about the
staircase.
The staircase is basically about having faith and trust in yourself and in your life. And this week, even with all the Capricorn stuff, it's and the Taurus, it's materializing our hopes and our dreams, and what we think is supposed to happen versus what actually happens. Allow a little bit of magic into your life, because what you think you want versus what actually happens, it could be way better over than what actually happens.
Absolutely, and I think that sextile is part of that background magic, because Taurus is about values, and again, we talked about the knowing about the value of the material world.
Yes.
So manifesting is very powerful. If we're aligned with our spiritual values, I mean, what we can manifest, and then manifesting kind of an alternate reality that's better than what we can what we can think of in our fixed reality.
When you're like walking through a little creek bed and there's all these like little rocks and there's like this clear stream of water flowing over it. If you look down in there, look for the sparks. Look for the twinkly lights, the little
twinkly rocks,
the little twinkle lights. That's kind of what I'm talking about. Is like the little gold that's hidden
in all the
gray
rocks.
Exactly. So that's kind of the magic that's happening right now and going forward into May.
Yeah, so, magic in some of these structures. All right. So I think that's some real optimistic goods for you folks to think about this week. It sure is going to be a better week than what we've been dealing with recently.
Thank God.
And we'll be back soon to talk to you more about what to expect with Uranus and Taurus. I'm so excited. That's less than 3 weeks away, folks. Big changes ahead. Yep. All right. So take care, and thank you again.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.